personal no accounts for insights, so never mind. Hey, my name's Ludo.
My name is Timmy.
Man.
How you doing? How you doing, guys? How you doing? What's new? Catch me up. Just me.
So the latest is, so obviously I'm meant to be going to Ibiza on Friday because I was going, then I weren't going, and then they relaxed the lockdown restrictions once you get back. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. And then yesterday or this morning, it's been announced that now when I come back and have to quarantine for another 2 weeks.
14 days, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw that. Are you still gonna go though?
Yeah, 100%. No, the reason why is because obviously now I can't get my money back now, innit? If you're still alive, you can't get your money back. And it's too close now, something to be left to work. Like,
are you not worried about like
no, they should be fine with it. And no, that is what it is, isn't it? I'll be careful. I'll wear my mask and right.
I hope you do.
How many days are you going for?
10.
Bro, holiday, yeah? Okay, cool.
Any chance I'm going to get this year?
True. It's true. I mean, I was supposed to be in LA like a couple of weeks ago. That didn't happen. I'm firmly staying in the UK, man. I don't think there's any holidaying I can do at the moment.
Sure.
What's new? What's happening? Oh, yeah, we made Twitch affiliate. So that's great. That took a lot of time and energy that I didn't think I had, but...
Very obscure requirements, isn't it?
Say again?
Very obscure requirements to become a Twitch affiliate.
Yeah, it's like, so if people don't know, so when you want to become a Twitch affiliate, you have to get a certain number of followers. I think minimum is 50. You have to stream over 7 days and then stream, I think it's like 30 hours or 40 hours. I can't remember the exact number. And then also, where's Ryan gone?
Keep pause. Who's there?
You went and came back.
That's weird. It just closed and reopened back.
Okay. What was I saying? We'll try and edit this bit out. Twitch affiliate requirements. I think the main concern was trying to get the average viewers across the 30-day period, because the way Twitch calculates the averages is a bit funny sometimes. And in one stream, you can have like 6 people at one point, and then 3, and then who is messaging me now? Come on, guys. Sorry. It's what happens when you're trying to do Zoom meetings and stuff. But yeah, Twitch affiliate is great. We've got a lot more work to do to try and keep the community engaged and stuff like that. But happy to have done it, honestly. All right, let's get into
There's even level to Twitch affiliate as well, isn't it?
So yeah, there's Twitch affiliate and then there's Twitch partner. Twitch partner essentially is like the creme de la creme of, I guess, being on Twitch. You have to get an average of 75 views in a single stream once you're a Twitch affiliate, and then, but people think that once you become like a partner and stuff, like you just start getting money and the money starts running in. I saw a tweet from one Twitch streamer. She said she made 10K last year. Twitch took half of that, so left her with 5K, and then she lost 2K to taxes. So essentially, she was left with 3K. Yeah. So she was left with 3K after making 10K.
Wait, why did Twitch take 5K? Don't these companies take like 10, 20% or something like that? No.
Nah,
Yeah,
so I think because
so steep.
I think it might be because she's American. I'm not sure, but she said that once obviously taxes, Twitch takes half your money because they have to make money somehow, and then taxes.
Bro, I don't think even OnlyFans do that, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the money, but that sounds like a lot to be taken.
It sounds like a lot. I don't understand why, but
fair enough.
It is what it is, man.
You better put on your content on OnlyFans, because the OnlyFans only take like between 10 to 12%, bro.
Yeah, people make mad money on OnlyFans. I don't see gamers streaming their content on OnlyFans instead of Twitch.
stream naked, innit? I don't know.
To be honest, yeah, that could be a thing. Who knows? That could be a thing for someone. Especially if you want Mixer. Like, if anyone else was on Mixer, might move over to OnlyFans.
Twitch, they set their rates at 50%.
From what I remember from the affiliate agreement, I think it is 50%. Anything you make, they take half automatically. So if you're planning to, I know because some people are full-time streamers and stuff like that, so they have to make content on the side outside of Twitch in order to make their money. You can't just live on Twitch alone. No way. Like, especially if they're gonna take half your money, man.
So taxes. Does she have to do the taxes herself then?
I think she'd have to, because she would have to declare that she would have to declare herself as self-employed, isn't it? So you have to.
But was she a full-time Twitch streamer?
She's a full-time Twitch streamer. Yeah, she is a full-time. So she does content on the side, but she was making a point that once you decide to go into Twitch full-time and dedicate yourself to making content on Twitch, it's not like the money's going to be pouring in, because a lot of the money comes from your community and community engagement. So it's not a case
and a lot of money comes from like Patreon and stuff like that, innit? And people giving you gifts.
Yeah, exactly. So all of that kind of stuff accumulates and adds up, but it's not like, all right, you're earning the money and you get to keep like the majority of it. Like now, Twitch owns half your shit, and half that, and most of that's going to Jeff Bezos as well, because Twitch is owned by Amazon. So it's like
the game is treacherous.
Yeah, man, it's mad. It's crazy. Okay, let's do news. All right. What's first thing? Game of Thrones prequel House of Dragon has reportedly started casting. Is that still happening?
Yeah, it's the one where the Dance of the Dragons, where the old Targaryens, where they have like a civil war where two dragons fight each other. Dragon that can so big that can block out the sun. One has one. Yeah.
Are any of you guys?
Is it Balerion the Dread?
Or like even one? Are you like, I'm gonna watch it, or because of
I'm very excited because obviously those bastards, they have nothing to do with it, and plus obviously I'm still very interested in the product and the whole mythos of Game of Thrones, even though the last season was completely ruined.
I'm still invested in the lore, innit? I still want to know about the Targaryens.
Yeah,
and what was going on back then. So I'm still definitely gonna watch it.
I love the basis of it. It's gonna be like a civil war. Targaryen families, obviously half brother, half sister. Their dad dies, obviously the king, and obviously then they're trying to find out who's going to be the next ruler of the Seven Kingdoms. So it'll be very interesting to see. I love stuff like that anyway. So and plus now you include dragons fighting in the air. So the CGI,
everyone wants to see dragons, isn't it?
Everyone wants to see dragons, man. Who doesn't want to see dragons?
Who doesn't want to see Balerion the Dread?
Is it going to be like a single series?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, all right. As long as
they said that dragon was so big he could block out the sun.
Oh yeah, I remember reading up on that dragon before as well.
So who doesn't want to see that?
What if they flop it though? What if they make it like, what if they scale him down to not be as big as blocking out the sun? They
can't do that, bro. Can't do that.
They might do though. You never know. They might do.
Also, it's HBO, so they're going to put a lot of money into it. They're going to put a lot of money.
Yeah, they put a lot of money into the last season as well. Look what happened.
Yeah, exactly. They can take their time with this. They don't have to, like with Game of Thrones. Obviously, they wanted the seasons to be finished quite quickly, didn't they?
Yeah, they had a deadline, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. That's not there no more, so maybe they won't have to do anything like that.
All right.
They're working with free reign compared to the early season of Game of Thrones, where they had their time to flesh out things and go over things and make sure things were looking A1.
We'll see in it. We'll see. All right. What's next? New Mutants is apparently still happening.
Do you know when it's coming out?
They said, 2020, if I remember correctly, September. I might be wrong, but they definitely said 2020.
That's around the corner.
It's around the corner.
Is it coming to cinemas?
That's the question. I don't know. I can't remember offhand, but they have to put it in cinema to make the money back, man. This film has been coming soon since 2017.
It's like that Gambit movie. Like you never had any faith in it to actually come out.
Mm-hmm.
No, I had faith in it. I did. I can't lie. I was excited for it. The premise is good, but
you was living off dreams with Gambit.
It's a horror, superhero movie. Like who doesn't want that? But
I would say you could say it's the first of its kind, no?
I want to say no, but also yes, just because of there must be another horror type superhero movie out there. I just can't remember offhand, but it might be the first of its kind. But it's something, like I said, it's been in production since 2017. At this point, I don't think many people will go to see it, so they have to make their money back somehow. So they'll have to release it.
I think the studio are not expected to make a lot of money from this, because it'll be like a lost leader. It's like, well, we're just putting it out just to put it out, just put the content out there and see what happens,
But they have to make money from it somehow, man. They have to break even at least.
Now some companies they know, cool, it's a failed project. Let's just put it out there anyway. Because obviously with especially movies, the way movies are, the business side of it is obviously you try expect to make money, make a profit, all your things, but sometimes it's not possible for whatever reason. Sometimes reasons out of the studio's control. So we're like, cool, we take a loss on this particular project and we move on from there.
Okay, makes sense. So if it comes at the cinema, you're gonna watch it?
I think that's something I'll actually go watch in the cinema, just to finally go cinemas again anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I need to go to the cinema. I haven't been in so long.
Exactly. I can't remember the last time I went.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I'm going to be using my cinema card as soon as it opens back up every weekend.
What was
the last movie? Do you remember the last
movie? That.
Yeah.
What was the last movie you saw?
The last movie I saw might be, I can't even remember. It might be like maybe Star Wars.
Same.
Yeah, maybe Star Wars. That trash.
Star Wars, yeah.
I know exactly.
You ended on a bad note, bro. Imagine your last
really bad note, man. It was piss poor. Oh god. All right. Michael B. Jordan's Tom Clancy movie, Without Remorse, moving to Amazon from Paramount Pictures. I had no idea he was doing a Tom Clancy movie.
Yeah, he's doing a Tom Clancy movie. It's basically about a movie. He's like a veteran. He comes back and his wife gets killed by a Baltimore drug lord, and he's obviously trying to get revenge.
That sounds dry. I'm sorry. I'm not watching that. I'm not watching that.
It sounds like some any generic Hollywood
fam.
Hey man,
I'm not investing my time in that film. I'm sorry, man. Like, nah, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry.
I think I find it interesting because Tom Clancy is based on the games, isn't it? I'm interested from that aspect, but obviously it does sound like a very generic, plot device.
I mean, if it's coming on Amazon Prime, that means I can watch it for free anyway. But nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, obviously they're in talks with Paramount now to buy the rights of it, so they can stream it exclusively on their screen.
Okay. I can never say this guy's name. Taika Waititi calls Thor: Love and Thunder insane and romantic.
It's pretty much everything you didn't want to hear, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the more he talks about this film, the more I don't want to see it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the same.
And I think it's to do with his choice of language when describing the film. I think I was good with the idea of having like a female Thor and everything else, and obviously exploring her relationship with Thor and their romance and stuff. But I think the more it's kind of described as this like almost rom-com action film, the more I'm disinterested in it, and it's just like.
Shouldn't you should have saw the signs from Thor Ragnarok, though. Look at the theme of that movie was and how he spoke about that movie and what we saw the final product to be.
It's just annoying though because obviously when they announced it, I was a big fan of like also the female Thor.
Yeah.
I got excited. Like, what's the point of giving us a female Thor, putting her in the story, making her like the forefront or the main character, and just tying her down with a silly like romantic storyline?
Exactly.
Just let her be Thor, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really.
I'm more interested about obviously Thor being in space. That's the most thing I'm more interested in. Probably linking up with the Guardians of the Galaxy again. That's the most thing I'm more interested about as well.
Because I like his dynamic with Rocket and Groot.
Exactly. And in a way, I'm kind of bored of Earth already. So I'm just everything to do with space. I'm very in like different planets. I'm very on board with that. But that's the most thing I'm looking forward to the most.
I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll have to see, because if it's gonna be just some, I'm in love with Thor, and I don't know how to deal with these powers, and Thor help me, Thor save me, blah blah. I'm not gonna. Nah, man. It needs to be like focusing on female Thor with little bits of Thor here and there, and maybe Thor in space with the Guardians of the Galaxy. But just don't let it be some like rom-com bullshit, man. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Deadpool creator reveals Josh Brolin future plans for Cable. And just reading from the article, it looked like obviously Josh Brolin, he said he enjoyed obviously being Cable. He enjoyed it more than being Thanos, because obviously you get to actually be him, and actually it's actually his face compared to CGI or whatnot with Thanos. And he said obviously they're looking for scope to bring obviously Cable into the MCU going forward. And he said he would be very on board with doing a Cable solo-led movie, and that's something that's in the pipeworks in the future. What you guys thoughts on that?
I liked him in Deadpool 2. I liked his portrayal of Cable, so it depends on the route they go down in terms of bringing him to like his own solo movie type thing, especially with the whole kind of scope of introducing mutants to the MCU, and obviously Marvel owning the rights to the mutants and stuff like that. So it depends on how they do it, as opposed to just them doing it. If they do it great,
Also,
fine.
Also, one thing to put in as well, his form of time travel is different to the form of time traveling that really used in the MCU. Because in the MCU, their time traveling is through the thingiverse,
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Through the microverse, not microverse.
Quantum realm.
Quantum realm. There we go.
Well, see, wow, Cable, he time travels through a different way. That would be interesting to see how they combat that.
That'd be tricky for them. It wouldn't really make sense if they tried to tell that in the story. They'd probably have to change the way Cable.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's interesting because when you talk about try to explain science in a fictional context, there's always room for imagination to kind of be put in there. So I think I think the two kinds of time travel can coexist.
You're saying that there can be more than one form of time travel.
Absolutely, they can be. There must be. I mean, the universe itself is a massive place. Science on Earth can't compare to science in, say, another planet and things like that. So if there's one way to time travel, there must be another. There might not be countless ways to time travel, but there must be more than one way to, make time travel happen. It doesn't have to be just using the quantum realm. So
I dig that.
Next, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie release date revealed. Have you seen the first one?
Yeah, I seen the first one.
I haven't seen it, but I heard it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's a fun movie. Like I watch it again. I would.
Yeah. All the fact that it was getting in the build-up, like the promotional run they had in the film was obviously just fans just got mad because of the design and that.
Yeah, they got bullied into making the design better.
Yeah, exactly. I remember saying that at the time that the fact that they changed it, people need to make sure they do go and watch it.
I think they did. Yeah, I think people did go out to.
Yeah, man. Sometimes bullying works, isn't
it? Yeah.
Sometimes you got to just bully them a little bit in it to get the shit done.
If they didn't change it, they might not have been able to secure the money to greenlight the sequel. So fair play to them, innit?
Yeah,
making the change. It obviously paid off.
I think the next film should include things like Tails and Knuckles and things like that. But
100%. Obviously we know about Sonic the Hedgehog scope.
Yeah, it does. It includes Knuckles like in one of the last thingy features in the cutscene. But
yeah, I remember that now. Okay.
Actually, this is you, innit? This is your
one. Ghost of Tsushima shatters PlayStation records. So it is the fastest selling. Let me get this right. Fastest selling original PlayStation IP to date. So I think. So recently, let me get this right. So PlayStation owns certain studios, and they come under the new banner of PlayStation Studios. So all these kind of IPs that they originally owned under, I need to get this right. Certain IPs they owned under certain studios now belong to them. So Ghost of Tsushima is their newest IP, and apparently it's the fastest selling. The one previous to that was Horizon Zero Dawn. So trying to remember this right now. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. So yeah, fastest selling PlayStation IP today. I think it sold 3.4 million copies in like 2 or 3 days.
Wow.
Something like that. Something crazy, but yeah.
For some reason, I thought that. Like, obviously, when you talk about the game before it dropped, I thought it'd be like a niche game. I didn't know it would have this much hype behind it.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm surprised by the hype around it. I think a lot of it had to do with the promotion of the game. They did a very good promotion for the game. They spoke about it in such a way that they wanted people to invest in it. Early on, there was lots of this talk about it being like Assassin's Creed, which kind of made people question whether or not they want to play it. But it's a phenomenal game. Like I've got a review, or I should have a review out for it on YouTube. But it's a.
How far have you gotten with the game?
I'm just at the beginning, or just started Act 3, but I've completed every side mission. I've got every upgrade. I've got every piece of armor. Like I smashed up all the side quests, man, and I'm just gonna focus on finishing the story mode. Hopefully on Twitch as well. And then but it's a good game, man. It's worth the money. I don't know if they'll do a sequel. I hope they don't do a sequel. I think it can stand as its own game. Yeah. 100%.
Fair enough.
Well, I think another that's mad interesting as well. Ghost of Tsushima is like is a new project, right? It's not something a game that's come before. It's like a completely new game, right?
What, as in, like, is it original?
Like it's an original game. Like it's not like a game came before, right? Or,
No. So it's a purely original story, purely original game, not based on anything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, like compared to other games, like a game from the past, like being brought to the future and it doing well like that. This game is completely new and it's doing so well just like that off the back of its promotion. I'm saying that's what surprised me the most compared to me, because I thought it would be like a niche game, only a few people around the world buy it, and compared to the numbers to do it, that's very
it's crazy. The response to it has been crazy, and I think a lot of it has to do with social media as well. People sharing pictures of the game and gameplay, and it's been mad. But it deserves it. It deserves every kind of accolade it's going to get. I don't know if it's like contender for things like Game of the Year and things like that, but it's a great solid game, honestly.
Cool. During JusticeCon, Zack Snyder has said he won't use any of Joss Whedon's footage for his Justice League. I destroyed the movie before I used a single frame that I didn't photograph. That is a fucking hard fact. I'll blow the fucking finger.
Bruv, that is big.
Those are his words.
Energy.
Big energy. Big energy.
You can you can feel like the passive aggressiveness there, and it obviously
absolutely, man.
He's clearly not happy about what went down. Once
man said I would blow that fucking thing up. That is just that's just big energy, man. Like I can't not rate that, man. He said that film that you made before, I ain't even gonna touch that thing. Like my film was just that. Oh man, I love it.
I mean, obviously they released the clip as well from his one, the black suit Superman.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. That looks sick. I look absolutely sick. I'm excited for this film, bro. I can't lie. I'm excited for it.
The energy is on as well.
Oh, I did actually read though. That they may have to rename the film due to copyright. Yeah. I don't know what they're going to rename it to, but apparently they might have to rename the film for copyright.
Just rename it to Justice League, the real version. That's it.
The real version. The one that should have come out to begin with. Oh, I'm excited for that film, man. That statement has got me hype. Oh, also, I don't know if you watched the rest of JusticeCon, but apparently Snyder is releasing like a T-shirt related to the movie, and on the back of it, it's got producer and like a blank name placement. And he said his ethos behind that was that he essentially wants everyone who's watching the film, was going to watch the film, to be a producer in, not literally, but in a figurative kind of way. So he said that he's releasing, I don't know how many, but he's giving away 2,000 of them for free. I think for everyone that subscribes to HBO Max. So I think us in the UK are going to miss out on that. But that's like another little thing that they've added to that. Yeah.
I'm just happy the film's coming.
Same.
Yeah. I'm just happy the film's finally coming. You're starting to get footage. Like there's all these cons and stuff. People are talking. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're finally starting. I hope they do like release a trailer for it. Like I hope we still get. I hope it's like the build up of what a normal movie would. I hope they don't just give us a release date and then they release it. There has to be like a massive build up to it.
Remember, how they looking to release it like a season, not all in one.
One question I do have there: if obviously we're not getting HBO Max in the UK, like we're not getting HBO Max in the UK.
Yeah, but you can.
No, but officially we're not getting it.
What do you mean we're not getting it?
Okay, so I need to double check this, but obviously Sky own the UK rights to HBO.
Yeah, they have HBO Atlantic, don't they?
That's why we're not getting HBO Max in the UK. Luna looks bare confused.
Wait, we're not getting it completely at all.
I don't think we're getting it at all. I think it's going to have to be integrated into Sky or Sky Go somehow, as opposed to it being its own separate app.
So basically, Sky are bastards.
Yeah, basically.
There's ways around it.
It's just like, what the fuck, bro?
There are ways around it.
I can't lie, that doesn't affect me anyway, bro. You know how I get down here.
You'll find a way to get it. I'm sure you will.
Yeah,
oh man! All right. Main topic time. All right. So I got a DM in our Insta account from someone who's like, "Oh, I love you guys. You guys are great. I love your podcast. I love everything you're doing. but you don't talk about anime enough. He was like, I need you guys to talk about anime. And I was like, yeah, we talk about anime. You know, we got to hear that. And he was like, nah, you guys don't talk about anime enough. So I said this episode is going to be as anime focused as it possibly can.
I got a DM go by. I ignore that.
Every time we go studio, before we stopped and whatever, I remember Timmy kept saying, we need to do an anime episode. We need to do an anime.
Like, we don't do enough anime. Like, we don't. Like, if we're being real, we haven't done a lot of anime. We've done.
But we was meant to do an anime episode with someone with a guest as well. So.
Yeah, we were. We did have that in the pipeline. We did absolutely.
Estelle, I believe. Yeah, we did do Estelle. Yeah.
It was 2 anime episodes actually. We had 2 in the pipeline, but then obviously COVID happened,
Corona,
and we were stuck.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be an anime. I can't even speak now. An anime special in a sense. So, first question I've got for you guys is: what anime have you guys been watching during the lockdown, or rewatching?
I haven't really been. I haven't really been rewatching, but I started and finished Mob Psycho very quickly.
Is that any good? Because
I like it. Well, have you watched it yet?
Okay, so I tried to watch the first 2 episodes of Mob Psycho, yeah, and I think it's the animation style that really gets me. Like, I cannot get into the show because of how it's drawn. But it's such a hyped about anime, and it won awards at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards this year, last year as well. And I don't know why. I just can't do it. I think it's the animation. I just can't do it. And it looks dumb.
I feel you, but the thing is, I would say the fight scenes are very, like, you know, there's so much color. I'd say it can, even if you don't have epilepsy, it can do epileptic fit. Like, there's so many colors, anything flashing.
I haven't watched it. I might watch it because the last anime I watched was Dr. Stone.
Yeah, I watched that recently. Actually, I finished that.
I haven't finished it.
It's a good show. Like, I remember when it first dropped, and I watched like the first 2 episodes. I was like, this show is whack, bro. Like, what? Like,
you know what? I was hooked quite instantly because when I started it, I didn't even know what it was about. I had no idea what it was about, so I just started it, and then obviously I see the concept and start to work out what it is, and I was just like, okay, yeah, I need to watch this because the plot is just really interesting. Any typical other anime.
I thought with me with Mob Psycho, I really liked, obviously, he's the main character. Mob is very unassuming, obviously, and obviously they kill like spirits and demons and that, and also how he's so over. Think compared to other like anime main protagonists, yeah, he is already like overpowered. Like, he doesn't have to like build up to it. So seeing how powerful he is, and literally is, but he's so unassuming. He doesn't want to use his powers compared to Adam. They have to grow and train. He's already the most powerful character in anime. So seeing that, and plus seeing that compared when he's fighting but still you'd think that's boring, but it's interesting how he still finds a way to basically smash any villain that he comes up against, even though he doesn't really want to. And how his mentor is basically like a fraud. His mentor is a fraud, and Omar doesn't know that. It's very cool to see.
So do you think the fact that he is OP adds to the appeal of the anime, or is it something else?
I would say it's the fact that he's OP and how, like, obviously it's like it's from 0 to 100. After 100 is like it's just free. It's free question marks, and that's basically unlimited power that we have. It's very cool. It's not like I would say it's not like One Punch Man where, you know, he's the most strongest, but it's different in a sense that what he's fighting, what he's going up against.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Ryan. One Punch Man.
Go on.
I was gonna say, has anyone watched One Punch Man season 2?
No,
I've not watched it yet. I need to start. Done too.
I've seen the first. Okay, I've seen the first. I've seen a lot of first episodes of animes, and I'm not gone through with the rest.
Yeah, so you're flaking out. Really,
One Punch Man season 2. I watched episode 1, and I almost felt like it was missing the spark of the first season.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
Yeah, I think from what I've seen from season 2, the fact that he's not like the underrated superhero anymore, he's not like getting like dissed and things like that. I think I kind of missed that element to the show, like where he's not respected, and he's not like, and obviously he's still like blasé to it, or he doesn't care, but like it's missing that kind of like we don't fuck with you attitude.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes sense, but
no, I get what you mean.
I also said as well. Sorry, Ryan. what I also said as well, don't you think people would end up getting bored of the it only takes one punch to finish people off kind of stick? You think that would wear you thin after a while? I said this quite a while back.
I don't think so, because everyone, like, people who watch One Punch Man, they know what the concept of the character is, isn't it? It's almost like he's a parody, isn't it? I don't think people are ever going to get bored of that because that's the reason why they're watching it, because they almost find it funny. Like,
but do you think that parody can be a long-lasting thing, though? Like, parodies are meant to be here and there, and you're onto the next funny thing or the next thing that's taking the mick out of something else.
One Punch Man as an anime or a manga that will go on for that long anyway. Okay, a lot of the animes are quite short nowadays anyway. Like mangas are quite short stories, so they could wrap it up pretty quickly before people start to get bored. But I don't think people would get bored anyway, personally.
Well, I don't think they'll do that with season 3. I think they've done the first 2 seasons. That's kind of it. It's ran its course. People know Saitama and things like that, but I don't think they'll do like a season 3. I don't think there's any.
So you don't think One Punch Man is going to be like them long animes, like say for example,
there's no need.
5-10 years or whatnot. Animes as a whole are dying out anyway. I think a lot of the animes now are just short seasons, like 12 episodes, 24 episodes.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that's because obviously how much strain it puts on the manga writers or just people's attention span is lower? Why do you think that is?
I think it's just the industry, like the manga and anime industry, animation is just changing, isn't it? I think that's more suited to how they release their content now.
I think that has to do with attention span. I don't think it's necessarily down to the industry itself. I think it's more down to them looking at how people actually absorb and take in anime, especially with it being all these kind of streaming sites and stuff like that. I think they're having to make anime shorter and more digestible because like people like Netflix and Crunchyroll and all these other kind of big streaming platforms are saying like, okay, we need the animes to be condensed in such a way that people can watch one season in like a day, or if you're going to release the episodes periodically, it finishes within a couple of weeks or something like that. But I don't know, man. I think like One Punch Man doesn't have like the longevity that other animes will have, but we are seeing a lot of anime that aren't lasting more than 24, 25 episodes.
I'm seeing that now as well. Even like obviously back to the Vinland Saga, that's only like 24 episodes in the first season.
I've started watching that. That is actually a sick anime. I was surprised how good it is. I was surprised how good it is.
That was the first anime I watched where it's not necessarily like power based, it's just literally, these hands, these hands, these swords and that. Yeah, so, and I'm still very interested in it.
That guy definitely has superhuman strength though.
You think?
Yeah. Four.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, what other shows have you been watching?
I've been reading Hunter x Hunter manga. I've been reading that.
Is that manga still going? Is it not done yet?
It's not going.
What, they've been releasing chapters for Hunter x Hunter?
No, there's not new release chapters because also I don't read manga anyway, but I've been reading and seeing what's going on it. So I've just been trying to be up to date with that. Even that bringing back to my original point of obviously, we know Togashi's health problems and that his health problems have been exacerbated by the demand of obviously what shonen needs, where you need to be weekly release manga on a weekly basis. So with that, we're not going to be seeing more long-lasting anime that last years compared to like just a 2-3 year stint. Then move on to the next project.
The impact it has on the writer and health-wise and that is quite mad.
What
you hear about a lot of them becoming very ill due to the stress and demands of releasing these sort of animes.
What was the last anime that's gone across like years? Is it? I think it's Attack on Titan, right?
Yeah, you could say Attack on Titan, yeah.
Yeah, now we're getting to the point where Attack on Titan has actually been around for quite a while now. If you think back to what year season 1 released, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Oh God, it must have been 2014. I might be wrong.
Yeah, but wasn't it
2015?
Between season 1 and season 2, that was a very big time.
It was a very big jump, like long way. Yeah.
Yeah, like it shouldn't have been as long as it was for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Attack on Titan, the anime came out in. Let me say 2013.
13, wow.
2013.
Wow. 7 years.
7 years to finish an anime. Mm-hmm. That's crazy, bruv. And the episodes per season aren't even long. It's like 10 or 12 per season, and it's taking 7 years to finish.
Yeah, well, the first season had 24. I remember
Oh,
that.
24. Yeah.
And then they've gone down to about 12.
Oh no.
And
So, season 1 was 25 episodes. Season 2 was 12. Season 3 was 22. So that's what a total of quick maths. They did 59 episodes.
But also,
I wonder why season 2 was shorter than the other season.
That's the main reason is because the manga Attack on Titan only releases one chapter a month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
Most mangas are weekly, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's 4 compared to their one a month.
I didn't know that. I thought it was a weekly thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why obviously like it takes a lot more time for them to create their episodes because they get less content.
But even from when season 1 came out, the manga was miles ahead. Like it was. I think from what I even remember, the manga was at midway season 3 was in terms of content. It was way ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why it's taking them so long.
Well, usually they're meant to be way ahead in the manga, or otherwise you're in a bit of trouble.
Ryan's gone again. Oh my god, Zoom! What are you doing, mate?
He's back.
Ryan, you're back. All right, cool.
Even with the second time, because you can kind of see that's gonna like finish quite soon, right?
Yeah. So the new season's coming out next year. Season 4.
Yeah. Is that meant to be? Is that the ultimate? Is that the penultimate season, or is that the last season?
That is the final season, and I think they even split that into 2 as well. Anyway, so I think they're gonna split it into maybe like a part 1, part 2 type thing. But it's the final season of Attack on Titan. I'm interested to see how it's gonna end, especially with.
You haven't read the manga, have you?
I don't read the manga, but I read the wiki page. I am invested in the Attack on Titan wiki page. So I know most of the shit that's gonna happen just from reading the wiki.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been reading the chapter and it's nuts, man.
Well,
that even segues to the next point. Obviously, now with the big 3 and how those anime mangas they span decades. Do you think obviously now in the future we're not going to get more animes like that? Animes that are much shorter.
Yeah. I think that's definitely the way it's going at the moment. 100%. I don't see them like stepping away from that sort of formula anytime soon.
Nah, I don't see them doing like, anime where it's like 100+ episodes and arc after arc and dragging out.
Yeah, the stories that people are like creating now are going to be a lot shorter.
Yeah,
and I think that's preferred by like studios. That's more money on less episodes. Do you know what I mean? It's just like higher quality animation.
Because you look at Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. Even One Piece is still going to now. Obviously, Naruto spun off into Naruto, but obviously Bleach. But those animes lasted decades.
I think they also lasted that long because the studios only had those kind of projects to work on. I don't think they had to work on, like if you I'm not, like, don't quote me on this, but I'm sure the studios that were working on Bleach at the time didn't have like other anime to work on, so they could dedicate all their time to, creating Bleach. Go on.
Let me interject. I would say this though. Around the same time, Naruto, Bleach, and obviously One Piece are coming out. Obviously, there was Hunter x Hunter, there was Yu Yu Hakusho, there was Berserk, those other animes about just those animes. We only heard about them years after. Because you got to remember, Hunter x Hunter, there's the 1999 version.
Yeah, true. That's a fair point. Actually.
But that's why those are considered the big 3. Because I'd say those are the 3 that went into the Western market.
Yeah.
I'd say they diverse obviously the continent from leaving Japan or Asia and reaching America and mainland Europe, and also you see on Cartoon Network and things of that nature, where obviously a lot of us, we grew up watching those animes, and those are the first animes besides Dragon Ball Z that we first was. A lot of people don't count Dragon Ball as anime anymore, but those are the first animes we say we watched. Yeah, okay. But I would say those are the first anime. Those were our first proper real taste of anime. I would say Dragon Z. A lot of people watch that in English, so
Like, speaking of the big 3, so I was on Twitter and the Animates podcast dropped their video for the latest episode, and they made the point of how One Piece is living off the Marineford arc.
So, okay, and I would just say that's wrong. That's just
Why is it wrong? Tell them why it's wrong. Tell them why it's wrong.
because Marineford is not even One Piece's best arc in terms of like an arc being written well, like the story being told. Marineford is not the best arc.
What is
So
the
to say One Piece is living off an arc, how can it live off an arc that's not even its best?
So what is his best arc then? Because what's the arc? When people say, okay,
Water 7, and Enies Lobby, or Enies Lobby, and then Water 7 after that, them two bits there, that's the best One Piece has ever been.
okay, I will agree with you with Enies Lobby because that was the arc for me that got me interested in watching more One Piece, definitely. But would you then say then that Enies Lobby or even Water 7 carries the hype for One Piece? Like it's literally
In terms of action, yeah, like Marineford, like that's when obviously you got to see all these characters in the same place at the same time, seeing characters interact that you haven't seen before. But to say it lives off his hype, no. There's so many other massive moments that, like, if you follow like people on Twitter who are like One Piece fans, there are all many different various moments in the anime or the manga to hype up rather than just Marineford. So to say
even going back to that, I don't know, as either Ryan or Timmy, someone quote tweeted saying the same with Hunter x Hunter was only given of the camera and art.
Absolutely, I said it.
It's not though because Greed Island was a sick arc.
Oh no! Look, okay. I think the
Greed Island, the arc as well.
York New City, yeah.
The Hunter exam arc. Come on, man.
Exactly. This exam arc was cold. There's a difference. You know what it is? There's a difference here. You can't just say it's living off the hype. People are going to look at that arc and they're going to focus on it because it has the most action.
Right.
It doesn't mean there's a difference in it. You've got to be able to distinguish between the difference.
I think
also it's technically the last arc, obviously, unless you count succession arc. But yeah.
Well, you have to count it. It's part of it. You have to count it. But I think the point that's trying to be made is that comparing like the bigger, older anime, like the big three, and like your Ryan keeps going. It's so annoying. I'm waiting for him to come back. Come on, Zoom. Welcome here. Calm. All right, Paul. Don't know what is happening. I have to try and edit this out. Yeah, but I think the point that's trying to be made is that with these animes like the big three that have, come and gone, the thing that keeps them alive and the thing that keeps bringing them to the conversation, and the fact that we can still have a conversation about the big three, even when there are newer and, quite frankly, better anime that have come out since then, is the fact that they live off the hypes of these amazing arcs. Like, for example, Naruto Shippuden, everyone's going to talk about the Pain arc because the Pain arc is probably one of the most notable arcs from that show. And if we're going to keep it 100, ain't no one really watching Naruto for the Fourth Great Ninja War. Ain't no one really watching it for Sasuke's retrieval. It's about the Pain arc. So I don't think there's anything wrong in saying that these big animes are living off the hype or are being carried off these certain arcs. Like look at Bleach.
No,
if you look at
but the way the statement was set was like that's the only good thing about it.
No. I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, and it's just it kind of does the other arcs disservices because One Piece has so many good arcs. That's the only reason why.
Like personally, I don't see it as, if that's what they're saying, then they're very wrong. I disagree with that wholeheartedly, and I retract my statement from earlier. But I think what I'm saying anyway is that each of these animes have distinctive arcs that are helping them still be talked about points in 2020.
I'd say after that, if an anime doesn't have a distinctive arc, then it's probably not a good one.
My exact point.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point. I can't even disagree with that. That's a fair point.
I think for example, every anime, everyone has a callback moment where they think about, wow, that moment was absolutely amazing. If your anime doesn't have that callback moment, whatever the arc may be, then it's not good.
For One Piece, people will call back to the moment when Zoro done the Endurance of the Pain. For me, with Hunter x Hunter, I always call back to Killua when he takes the guy's heart. For
me, it's only transformation, but I get you. That's a very cool moment. Or you can say Dragon Ball Z, Gohan turning Super Saiyan.
Wait, did you say Gohan's transformation?
That's a very, very massive callback moment.
Okay.
Okay, like
You know how I feel about that moment. You know how I feel about that moment. Man. Okay.
Or like Bleach as well, and Naruto. There's so many good levels. If you call back to those specific moments, and in something that you remember.
Everyone knows about with Naruto how fans like rave about, like, say, the Gaara and Lee fight when he takes
the tuning exam arc. Yeah, definitely.
That arc bang. Tuning exam arc was sick.
Absolutely, it does. Listen. I don't think. I hope I'm not saying that the other arcs around these animes don't bang. They bang. But what I'm trying to say is that, and I'm agreeing with your point as well. The fact that these animes have such amazing, distinctive arcs that you can recall. Like there's always like one arc in that anime that you could always talk about. Like for example, Bleach, the Wakamundo arc is going to be the most talked about arc when it comes to a reference in Bleach. The fact that these arcs exist is why these animes are essentially living off those arcs. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing.
Because okay, so let's if we talk about Bleach, would you say that Bleach is living off of Wakamondo?
Yeah, absolutely. Like Wakamondo's the best arc. I'm not saying that as a negative. I'm not saying that as a negative per se. I'm saying that the reason why we can still talk about Bleach in 2020, and it's not like it's a passing thought here and there. Like for example, Ryan's gone again. I'm gonna keep going. And the reason why it's not like a passing thought, like for example, animes like maybe Shaman King or you know what I'm trying to mean. Like the reason why we can still talk about it at length is because sick arcs like the Wakamundo arc exist, and we can recall back to those moments in that arc where we can go, right, I'm not gonna rewatch Bleach from the beginning.
Just to get to that point.
Just so I can then get to the point where I'm at the Wakamundo arc. Do you see what I mean? As opposed to, I'm going to rewatch a particular fight, or I'm going to just rewatch this single arc. I'm going to go right to the beginning and watch everything just so I can relive that experience.
And also, when you
quickly find out what episode the arc starts, I do that all the time.
Yeah. Also, some people do that where they start a specific arc. But also, one thing that I would do when I notice from rewatching anime, you start appreciating and seeing things, other arcs more in a different light because you're watching things more and you understand things that bit better by watching it more than once. Especially the more intense and complicated animes. And also another thing I would say with the animes as well, even the new animes, could you say some of these new animes, they don't have iconic moments or iconic arcs? Maybe whoever gives them time to, but a lot of the animes I'm watching now, I would say Demon Slayer, Vinland Saga, Mob Psycho. Also, I enjoy them, but are these animes that would I still go back 10 years down the line like I do Hunter, Naruto, and like?
Personally, I don't think so. I think a lot of these new animes, because of the structure of it, it's kind of almost lost the arc kind of feed into it. You can recall back to particular fights or particular conversations or particular moments, but I'm not gonna. For example, Demon Slayer. I've watched all of Demon Slayer. Great anime. But there are going to be like Demon Slayer and like Black Clover, great animes. But I don't think I'm going to be like, like this arc in particular, which I can't even name offhand. This arc in particular or this season in particular was great. I will call back to a particular fight, like the last, like I can't remember names and stuff, but the last fight in Demon Slayer where he what breath technique was it? Was it number 10? My man
was 0.
Was it 0 form or was it form number 10? 1 or 2, I can't remember.
I know you.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like there are particular moments in these new animes that you can record and talk about, but I'm not going to sit here and talk about the entirety of season 1 or these 5 episodes. I'm going to talk about particular moments, and I think that's just because of how they structured them. Like look at what's the anime called? Freaking names.
Even My Hero as well.
My Hero Academia, 7 Deadly Sins, all these new animes and stuff. They're great, but I'm not going to recall season 1 bang. Season 2 bang. I'm going to recall fights. I'm going to talk about All Might versus One for All. I'm going to talk about Midoriya versus my mind keeps going blank with names, but there are big fights and big moments that happen, man, and those are what I'm going to recall in like 5-10 years time.
So you're saying because of how the animes are structured nowadays, there's a lack of, like, say, distinctive art to pull back on as opposed to the other animes.
Like the new animes, they're no longer arc based. I'll say they're just episode based. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
They're seasonal. They're trying to kind of fit the formula of standardized Western TV shows in a sense, or just TV shows in general. And I think that kind of like does anime lose its flair like that? Like does it stop being anime?
It takes away something special about anime because it's structured in a way that's different from Western TV shows.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, for example, like Hunter x Hunter, I first watched that, say 2011, and I came back now, and I'm still watching now. I don't see myself 10 years down the line watching My Hero Academia. Like, you know.
No. I don't see it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Like, I can recall it, but I don't see, like, 10 years time sitting at home after work. I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna watch My Hero Academia. Nah. I don't know, man. Nah.
But unless we do get that animes that comes that like, yeah, this is timeless. Obviously, we don't. Obviously, time will tell with these animes how they grow and how we interact with the animes and with the product that comes. But for now, with the animes I'm watching now, I'm enjoying them. But I see them as animes that I enjoy for the moment, not for the long haul. If that makes sense.
I think Attack on Titan was the last anime that came out that I see as being timeless. That we'll be watching in another 5 or 10 years.
I agree. Like, for me, Attack on Titan is as soon as it finishes and all the episodes are released, it's going to get binge watched.
Yeah, 100%.
But I can't recall another anime that I watched recently where I think the same thing.
I don't think there is one. I think people would struggle. Even big anime fans, I think they will struggle to think of an anime that they can honestly say
a lot of potential to potentially do something like that, depending on where the story goes.
You think?
That's just maybe because for me, I obviously Norse mythology kind of thing,
right.
The whole Viking setting and that's always going to appeal to me, innit? But then again, that just depends on where they go with the story.
I get you. That's a very fair point. Speaking of timeless animes, One Piece, when is that ending?
Is it ending?
What episode are you on? That's what I want to know. I want to know what episode you're on.
What episode? Do you know what? I've stopped watching because I read the manga and I'm waiting for the episodes to build up so I can watch the whole Wano arc all in one kind of minute because I hate waiting because the pacing on One Piece episodes are so slow. Like I can't watch them weekly, man. You've got to binge watch it. But I think it's like 900 and something.
950 something. Last time I checked.
Yeah, probably the longest running anime, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
Really?
I don't think it is. I might be wrong.
You can tell Oda's definitely trying. He's definitely like starting to wrap up the story though. Apparently, it's about like 70%. I'm just a little bit worried. I feel like because it's going so long, he didn't expect it to go this long. I think now maybe he might start to rush the ending.
Okay, so there's an anime. There's an anime called Saze-san that started broadcasting in 1969. It has 7,701 episodes.
That's 1969.
7,000.
Is it all following one story in the same way that One Piece is, though? Or is it like different episodes?
Okay, so each episode is about 7 minutes long. So that probably counts to it. But that's crazy. That's freaking ridiculous. I think One Piece is only like the 70, like on this list, right? I'm looking at. It's only number 17 in like the list of longest running animes.
That's mad.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But I think One Piece has the potential to go on for years. Weirdly enough,
still years. Yeah, I mean, I remember I started watching the Punk Hazard arc on Christmas Day, and I was still watching the same arc Christmas next year. So that's why the episodes, the pacing.
That's 1 year to finish one arc.
It was mad.
Oh, but do you know what's funny? I think the fact that One Piece is still going is almost like its USP.
Yeah.
It's
a lot of people like the fact that it's still going.
Yeah, like it's almost like
that's what it does separate it from every other anime in that regard that people are currently watching.
Absolutely,
running since the 90s.
Like there's I don't think there's another anime you can name that's been going as long and as strong and has
and it kind of maintained that popularity the whole way through.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think any other anime can compete with that ever. I don't think so.
I guess you can say Dragon Ball maybe, but even Dragon Ball Z to Dragon Ball S, that was like a couple years, gap period, isn't it?
I think from an outside perspective, I think the hype around Dragon Ball as a franchise, I think dies like year after year. There are obviously some hardcore fans, but it's nothing I would ever compare to like the One Piece fans. The One Piece fans are crazy. Like they are Nicki Minaj stan crazy levels. Like they're some mad people, man. Like uncomparable.
I just love I feel like with One Piece as well, I feel like the theories that people come up with about this, that, and the other are like so much more creative. Like I can lose it like a couple of hours easily just on like a Reddit thread about One Piece theories. Just start reading it, that's be done for like the next couple of hours.
Funnily enough, when I started watching One Piece, the one thing I did was I watched a lot of YouTube videos of them trying to explain the world map, because the world map is one thing like that confused me bare. Like going from one end to the other, having to pass through what's the mountain called? Freaking what's the mountain called that they pass through to get into
the Grand Line?
The Grand Line, yeah. You know what I mean? Like I spent like ages on YouTube just watching videos of them explaining how this is where this is how they got from A to B, and I find the world structure of One Piece very interesting because it's not normal. It's freaking weird.
Yeah, it's not, it doesn't. Yeah, it definitely defies it. It's mad.
Like it defies every sense of logic and reasoning and physics, but it's fascinating, honestly. Okay, so that is it for this episode of the Nerd Council podcast, as usual. Any announcements? Do you have anything to announce at all?
Not
yet. Not that we can think of. Okay, cool. Fine. Cool. Ryan, what'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
You were grinning teeth. I just saw you grinning teeth.
Oh, I'm just saying
Okay, cool. So, the usual stuff. So, follow us on social media: Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn. LinkedIn if you're that way inclined. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching us on YouTube, like the button below, drop a comment below.
Like, comment, subscribe, comment as well.
Let us know what your favorite anime is as well. Definitely do that. What else? I always, we do this every time. Go on, Ryan. Go on, what are you saying?
I'm saying, yeah, if you want us to talk about any other animes, let us know, because we know you don't want to hear us talking about anime.
Yeah,
so try and make it more of a thing.
I miss people sending us questions and recommendations, man. Let's get that going for a minute. Guys, send us stuff. Send us stuff you want us to talk about. Like, we're back, we're thriving, we're active. If you want us to talk about shit, let us know and we'll happily talk about that shit. If you hopefully we can get guests back on soon. So if you want us to reach out to a particular guest, let us know. If you want us to talk about a particular topic, let us know. But nothing happens unless we communicate with each other. So do that.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's a so not a dictatorship.
it's not a dictatorship. Oh gosh. Okay. Over and out, people. We're done. Peace out.